I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're welcome.
The roll call, please. You want a pen? Shane Bailey. David Delaney.
Here.
Darren Howell. John Miller.
Here.
Teresa Stratton.
Here.
Randy Thorpe. Jane Barco. Here. Mayor Chip Norella.
Here.
Attorney Chris Farrell.
Here.
Michelle Kowalski. Here. Heather Hess. Roll has been called. You've received the minutes of the April 14th meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as written?
The only thing I see under safety, it says roping off the walking bridge between R.D. Wilson property and Western Wayne property. It should say Borough property, right? Because R.D. and Western
Yes.
Wayne are the same, so we just need to make that note.
Yes, but the bridge is open now.
Oh, it's open now?
That was repaired.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Can I-
the minutes.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Because I left early, so I didn't see anything. The one part under grants, purchasing and building, I was just wondering, it says Shane ordered a storage shed. I was just wondering, when did we vote on a storage shed?
I think it was November.
Okay, because I remember voting
I
on,
gave him a copy of the minutes, but I forgot.
I remember voting on the, what was it, plumbing? Was it the water and the electrical?
That was because of the
And the
change-
poles and the
change
netting?
orders. We have to have something to support the back, and if you've been down there yesterday or today, you see how beautiful the shed is, and you see the people, and tonight it was such a joy to see the little league children playing on the field. It was very
Okay,
nice.
yeah, I went by today and someone was rolling it, they had a, not a golf cart, the next size up, and they were rolling it. Okay, nope,
Make
that
a
was it.
motion to accept the minutes.
Motion's been made by Randy
I'll second it.
and seconded by Jamie. You've heard the question, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstentions, motion carried. The bill list. Are there any additions or corrections for the bill list?
Yes, I have two additions. The first one is a reimbursement to Fred Glavich for a Staples order for a battery backup and a webcam for police supplies of $116.27. And the other one is to Laurel Highland, right? I'm so South Canaan,
Yeah.
Highland. It's for $251.37.
Any questions on the bill list? Motion?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Randy and seconded by Teresa to pay the bills. And with the addition, you've heard the question, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstentions, motion carried. Our police report from our chief, please.
The April 2026 month. Disabled vehicles, we had one. Other assists for agencies were 4. Welfare checks were 2. Noise complaints, disturbances, there were 3. Resident check was 2. And suspicious persons, there were 2. 12 ongoing investigations and 27 calls for the month of April.
Any questions or comments to our chief? Any concerns? Thank you. The fire company report, Teresa, do you have? Okay.
Nope,
The mayor's
we'll
report,
add it to next month.
okay?
Have we ever decided on the softball net?
That was,
I thought
it was
that
voted on to get the poles and the net.
The poles are there, huh?
What?
You're supposed to use the telephone poles that were there, and I was supposed to buy a net.
Yeah, That was voted on a couple months ago.
We couldn't use them, the poles, they wouldn't allow it. Had to have a special pole.
Cause I believe Randy made the motion to get the poles and the net, and I seconded it.
But no one
If I
said
remember.
how we were gonna pay for it, though. That wasn't part of.
That was part of the grant money, cause that was when we voted on the
It
electric
can't
and the
be
water.
part of the grant money, I can tell you that positively. It has to be exactly what I applied for. It has to be used for that purpose, and that purpose only.
Did the poles just sell for $7,000?
I was gonna
And
ask
like-
that.
Well, there we go, poles and net.
Poles, they sold for $7,000 and they cost us $19,600. And the lights cost us $16,000 something. And we got $7,000 back.
That's better than zero.
Would you
Yeah,
read
They're
the
not
letter?
rotting.
Read what they said, please?
We got a bill of sale, 6 60-foot telephone poles, 19 LED lights that were sold. Sold to CSC Group USA, Comprehensive Security Contractors of 1776 Avenue of the State, Suite 302, Lakewood, New Jersey. Total $7,000. Which will go into where the bill came out of, the R.D. Wilson account.
Who stole them?
What's it?
Who stole them?
Who sold them? I don't know.
Shane.
They've been for sale for, what, a year and a half? Oh,
Yeah.
And he said
Finally
that
got it
this gentleman from a Jewish camp called him on the telephone, and he seemed to know all about it and everything, and he offered to Shane, and Shane did any negotiations that there were.
Okay, number two, how about our catch basins? We have two that are down on South Street.
Yes.
Has anybody hear anything of that?
They're not even a year old, are they?
No, remember they did, the one in front of my house, they did, yeah, about a year ago, and they were supposed to do the one up next to the Salvation Army by the, hydrant, the fire hydrant, it's right by the fire hydrant, and they never even did that one,
No.
and that's
But
almost
they're-
as
they're-
bad as mine.
If they're not even, if they're even a year old, any other contractor would come in and make repairs
Right.
on what is broke.
And now, I looked at it today, and it's all cracked all the way around it now, and it's sinking in.
Mhm.
It's sinking in every day.
Who put them in? Zeblocki.
Yeah, I think that's right. I've forgotten.
Yep.
Do we know if anybody's reached out to them, or we have no idea?
I don't know if Darren reached out to him or if Shane did. I don't know.
Well, I will reach out to them and talk to them.
Thank you.
Number three, the crosswalks, the stop line and the parking spaces. Do we have anything on that? We were gonna do that last May, then they wanted to do it in October, and we canceled it because, you know, the paint had come off during the winter with the snow.
Didn't,
No, it was canceled because of the way the road was torn up.
but Shane got,
Because of the
he
condition.
got the 3 bids and we voted on one of them.
From the,
Can we look that up?
the last discussion was that you waited until PennDOT finished the roads.
No.
There
Yeah,
was
'cause they
no-
had to
there
mill
was
up the
no
chicken.
point- There was no, the discussion was that there was no point in doing the work.
Until they were done.
PennDOT was going to come back through and redo the roads because they tore up what they had done.
Are they ever done though?
Yeah,
But
they're
they were
done.
torn, but they were torn up and they weren't torn up until like September. I mean, by when they started doing that work, so.
So we can actually call the person we voted on now, can't we?
Well,
Well, they're not really done,
They're
the
not
main roads are
done.
still
No,
rocky.
They're not done.
that's, they're not going over them again, are they? Have you heard anything?
I wouldn't know that.
My understanding, the person that I talked to, they're done.
Yeah, I don't think they can leave it like that.
They're not doing anything.
They can't leave it like that.
They can't leave it like
I
that,
know.
they can't leave a legal like that, they can't.
Well, who's going
You
to
wouldn't
act-
think so.
Who's going to speak to them and pursue this? Who here wants to do this? Meet with them.
with the state guy or?
going forward on this, just meeting with them, and I understand that they are still considering doing the bridge on 296, or on Belmont Street this summer also.
I heard that they're doing both of them
They're
at
doing both of
once.
them.
And the
Which is
problem is,
crazy.
of course, trying to get through Waymart with both those bridges down, unless they have one lane traffic. And we haven't got back from PennDOT. So who wants?
I will call, I'll call Homestead tomorrow and see who I have to speak to see what's going on with the road.
All right, that's good, thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome.
The last I heard about the bridge on Belmont was they were going to do it around our parade and school time.
Oh, good.
So, but then I never got an email after that, so,
Could you check on that, please?
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, number 4, how about, did we order handicap signs for that lady on Patterson Street? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Same person does all this and
I guess nobody was
Signs?
They
designated.
were supposed to get signs, we told her that we get 2 signs, and put them close to our house, load them, so people would see them.
Okay,
You volunteering to do it?
yeah.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate that.
And
I'm sorry that it went a month, sorry.
question for our solicitor.
Okay.
The 2 citations that Fred and I issued, are they still legal?
Yeah, why won't they be legal?
Well, they're like
That makes
30 days over the limit of the 15.
Well, she didn't pay them, right?
Pardon?
She didn't pay them, right?
No, she didn't do anything. It's still the same.
So then it would be the next step, I think we would take her down to the magistrate.
I do have a report from our zoning officer. Is there anything else, Mayor?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Shane handed this to me this afternoon. This is his report for January, February, March, and April. 5 zoning permits, 8 pave cuts enforced. Total revenue, January to April the 30th, $3,043.20. Includes all administrative fees and zoning and paving fees. Fines issued Monday, 5/11/26. Patricia Victor, is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah.
Victor, the one that we've been having the problem, is promised with that last Friday that this porch would be cleaned. He looked at it today and he told her that if it wasn't cleaned, he was going right to the magistrate, and he did. He went to the magistrate this afternoon, as I understand, from Shane. And then he's attended some classes, and like, for instance, even though he attends a class for, like, this is Blakely Borough, he obviously administrators it here also. And he had a webinar on common parking issues and curbside management. He had one on pedestrian safety and crosswalk studies. He had one on legal aspects of code enforcement. He had it on newly elected municipal officers boot camp. I'm not sure why he went to that one. Case studies in code enforcement. Agency open records officer training. Municipal code enforcement tips and tricks. Public works management. Legal aspects of code enforcement. And he is proud to say that he has a certificate of membership. Having met the requirements, is a professional member of the Pennsylvania Association of Zoning Officers. And that is his report. I would ask for comments, but I wouldn't know what to say to you. Yeah. And if anybody wants to comment, go ahead and comment, but you know, that's his report. Attorney Farrell, do you have a report?
Nothing to report.
All right, thank you. Correspondence, Heather?
Yippers. Okay, so, a letter from the Wayne County EMA, Deputy Director Mike Schuman, about meeting dinner at 1800 PM. Meeting start at 18:30 PM. Sign-in roster minutes will be sent later this week from the last meeting. The agenda and upcoming training will arrive Monday the 18th. And hope to see you all at the next meeting. So I do believe both parties have received that. So again, we get the Upper Delaware Highlands Conservancy letter looking for support, but it is not something that we participated in as a borough. All right, the ambulance responses for Waymart Borough for the month of April, there were 80 dispatches, 67 responses, 13 unavailable. There were 19 calls that were in the Waymart Borough with 0 going to mutual aid.
I know one that they didn't respond to.
Then there was a letter received from Cliff Kovich, asking several questions about ATV road use. Pennsylvania law allows ATV use on roads only in limited cases. Roads officially designated and posted as ATV roads by the government agency that controls that road. Township roads, the township can approve. County roads, the county authority. State roads, PennDOT can designate certain segments as connectors in a trail system. Direct crossings of roadways, highways were done legally and safely. Local governments and regional organizations formed to manage all terrain vehicles and utility terrain vehicle trail networks may request designation of state highways for ATV use. And I think this is something that just, I don't know if opinions are, you asked me to read it, so.
If you want to, we'll discuss it under new business.
Okay. That's all I have.
Any questions for our secretary?
Oh, one more thing, phone call from Richard Mello about an invoice. So, they didn't give any other information about that, so.
Okay, can you give me their number? I didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything.
And where do we?
Richard Mello, do we pay him?
An electrician.
That's the.
Oh, the electrician. No, I didn't get anything unless he gave it to Shane. I don't know. But I think we should give you permission to pay it.
I don't have it.
I mean, during this month, so he doesn't have to wait another whole month. Is that agreeable to everybody? Does somebody want to make a motion that she paid the bill?
I'll make a motion to pay the bill.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made by Randy, second by Teresa, to pay the bill when received. Okay, thank you. Now, do we have any guests and citizens that signed up? Introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are.
I'm Mark Scott. I'm the operations manager for Lador. So part of that is I manage the whole property, and I just want to remind the borough of what's been happening now for over 57 years. Camp's coming in just a little over a month. So, and I know there hasn't always been the warmest relationship between the borough and the Salvation Army and camp. I'd like to think that it's getting better, and that we can keep it friendly and do whatever we do our part to be a good neighbor. But I just want to put it out there that in just a little over a month, there's going to be 100 extra staff members running around that property. They'll be coming down to eat in restaurants, buy gas, maybe get into mischief. I don't know, they're 18 to 26, let's say, so things happen. So if you have issues or you hear people, you know, direct them to me, because it's hard to get a hold of camp administration. They're seasonal. The full-time staff comes out of Philadelphia, and so they don't always know what's going on locally, and they don't always respond well. So I'd like to be that go-between, and I don't think anybody's done this in years, and I thought it's about time. I've been doing this, I've been 4 years now, I guess, as the administrator, so I'm finally starting to find my feet a little. But I just want to put it out there from Camp Lador, that, you know, if stuff does come up, please talk to us. Let me know. Get a hold of me. I'm very accessible. I don't want any negative issues to happen that tarnish the reputation of the camp or cause hardship with the borough. So that's all I wanted to say tonight. So
That's a great idea. Do you have any cards?
I do, just not with me. That was kind of dumb. I didn't think of it. But if you go on our website, I'm on there. You
Do
can
you
get
want to put
me.
your number right on that paper, and I'll make it accessible?
Okay, I will do that.
No, I gotta tell you, I went to Camp Lador 43 years ago,
I went to camp.
and my very best friend, who is no longer a friend, she's a sister, we have remained friends for 43 years and met at Camp Lador. Our daughters are best friends, our grandchildren play together. I have great memories of Camp Lador.
So if you went to camp 43 years ago,
It's a
I
long
was
time.
working there. I
Yes,
started
yes.
43 years ago.
You were there, the Zanders were there.
I still wash dishes there.
$5.
I have had questions, people asking, do you have security for the camp children in the summer?
So we don't hire a security agency, and we don't have full-time staff that do security. They have, they close the gate on the camp side. I wish we had gates on the other side. And they have someone that drives around most of the night, just to keep an eye on things. And, you know, they're usually at more to catch staff pranking things than intruders. But over the years that I've been there, we have had a few incidents. The house I live in, someone put 3 bullet holes in it back before I moved there. And we've had people that indulge a little too much at the crossroads come down and think they're coming home and try to come into people's houses or cabins before. But it's really, Lador's a gem. And we don't worry much because we haven't had many issues, and I hope that's not naive. But we are working slowly to try and get some gates so that we can cut down on just people coming
Well,
in.
people are concerned about crushed families that the husband might be wanting
Yeah.
to take the children away
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
And that's
I've had
absolutely,
people ask me that.
Yeah. We haven't had any major issues. Twice since I've been there that I know of that we had like an unhappy situation where a father came to pick a kid up that wasn't supposed to or something like that. But no, it's been really good given a lot of the clientele that we serve. You know, it's a lot of underserved population. So, but I want the line of communication to be open so that community people, if they talk to you wouldn't, and I know many of you wouldn't be afraid to call me, but sometimes people try to get a hold of camp administration and they don't always get back to them in a timely manner, and people get frustrated. And I've lived through that from being a camp staff member to year-round staff and now as management. So I just want to try and limit that as much as possible so that it's a good open line of communication.
Well, we thank you for coming, and if there's any questions or comments, any more that would like to make here, we appreciate you, and I've been here for the whole 53. I remember when you bought the property, so people get funny ideas, though, and so I appreciate you coming to the meeting, because there are people in Waymart that say, Lador Lodge, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, and they've lived here their whole lives, you know, so.
Well, I always tell people that we're the best kept secret in Northeast Pennsylvania. We don't want to be. And I say a lot of people think we're just that cult up on the hill. When in fact, we're open to the public, but not just to come in and out like a park, but to make group reservations or whatever. I mean, the only thing we restrict basically is alcohol.
Yeah.
Other than that, if groups want to come, so you know, you can tell people that too, we're not, closed, all this stuff, but my big thing tonight was just to make sure that as camp opens, if stuff comes up, you know, let me know, and I'll make sure it gets taken to the right people so that we don't have hard feelings with anyone, and I hope we don't have any of that, but it's always
We
possible.
appreciate that very much. I'm sure appreciate it.
Yeah, we never had a problem. The kids just walk down.
Yeah, you know, they walk down and
Yeah,
go to the stores or whatever, but sometimes they get stupid,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair, I
seldom you hear
don't
that.
ever.
Well, that's good, I'm
Very
glad.
good.
I'm
Do you,
glad.
do you still have to, run around the villages if you get caught doing something that you're not supposed to?
I don't deal directly with camp anymore, so I don't know what they do.
Oh,
Not supposed to do that stuff.
toothpaste in the hand and feather on the nose? Yeah.
Did anyone else sign the paper?
Nope, I'll do
Yes, I
that.
did. If anybody else wants to make a comment, then we'll move on. Thank you very much for coming. Budget and finance, Randy?
I have nothing.
Tax money's coming in and we're starting to replenish our money, our bank account.
Don't forget to pay your taxes. I see she's only gonna be here 2 days. The 26th and the 28th, isn't it? And it's only from 5 to 7:30, and she'll be here to pay your taxes. So, now we'll get to the troublemaker here. This is the grants, and we'll start off with Wayside Park. If you noticed, in the park, this Keystone sign is up. And, we are treading water right now about moving on there at the park, which frustrates me because I wanted to dedicate it this year for our 175th anniversary. But that's because the $110,000 that we used, that we got awarded for the second grant, we used that to match what we had to for this third grant that we agreed to last month. So anyway, and the pavilion, so we have to get the grant, so I got my name on the pavilion. So, we are doing nothing more this summer at the park itself, and, which is very frustrating to me. I hope I'm around next year, but anyway, the children enjoyed it, like tonight, when I drove up here, there was kids all over the place, and then, of course, I'd been down the field and saw all the kids down there, and it's a joy to me to see the children, taking part in what we have as facilities here in Waymart. So that's why we're putting off. I talked to Jason today on the phone, Jason Wood, and, it's frustrating for us right now, but, it would have cost us a lot more to come up with more matching money. So by using the second grant as matching money, hopefully that'll give us a step up to get this third grant. So, now, and last Thursday, Christine DeTore, who is the regional director for the DCNR, met with, me, and, we also met with Joe, and we went all over everything down at the Bob Wilson Field, and, she had, a lot of, she had some comments, but she was very, very pleased, and, she thought that we had done a magnificent job down there, and, she had a couple little comments, like the sign, unfortunately, was wrong, but, it's being taken care of right now. And the other problem that we had was, the infield with the water, and, that's going to be taken care of, and we still have enough money in the account to cover it. And what they're gonna do is they're going to raise the center of the field. The problem is it's too flat. And of course, Wayne County, living in Wayne County, you know, all the soil is filled with clay. And so, by raising up the center of the field and gently having it down, that way they feel that it can, and she thought that was a good solution too. And, so
So we have to pay for that? Even though they already did it and it wasn't done correctly, we have to pay for that?
Well.
It's not part of, like you're talking about the manholes that need to be fixed by somebody from a year ago that you want to cover. They don't have to cover that?
The thing is, it was a mistake of the engineer.
You
He
should pay
didn't
for
put
it.
it
So
up.
then why is it gonna come out of our budget? I'm not an engineer. Are you an engineer?
No, but it isn't coming out of our budget, it's still, we have enough grant money to cover it.
I mean,
But why do we have to take more of the grant money we were given to fix a problem we did not make?
Because it was just a mistake. You know?
Okay.
But
Am I the crazy one? Am I like
No, I agree with you.
You're making
That's
a big,
not a mistake
if
that the
we're
borough
going, if
made.
you want me to go back to Zablocki
All
and
I'm
ask
trying
them.
to do is bring up 3 or 4 truckloads in a stand. And
Okay,
we're gonna
but
raise
what I'm
up
trying, the point I'm trying to make is, you want me to go back to Zablocki and have them fix the covers that obviously there's an issue with, free of charge. But yet you want us to take money out of the grant money we received to fix a problem that was a mistake.
Made by the
engineer or
There's
somebody.
You know, there were 2 or 3 other mistakes that we're taking care of too.
Okay.
And every grant, I don't care what it is, you might have mistakes. And if it's going to be rectified in both.
Yeah, it's gonna be rectified, but we have to pay for it. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not saying we're gonna rectify it free of charge, we have to pay for it again.
If we don't spend all the money goes back to the state. So we should spend the money.
But wasn't that money allocated for something else? Like the poles and the net? Or to cover the shed that I guess was purchased with?
The shed is beautiful, by the way. Has anybody gone down there yesterday or today and seen it? And Joe was up on the roof there yesterday with, what's his name from, Waco? And there's other 2 gentlemen there too, putting it together. And now the people that you use the field will have a place to store things so that they don't have to haul things back and forth. And,
there isn't one storage.
what?
There was a place to store things, really.
There's some things, yeah, stored. But we're talking about the kids that have to take things home all the time. We can have storage there. But that's something we'll think about in the future. The locks on the field gates, the storage room and the storage shed. I have installed the door locks on the storage rooms and padlocks on the gate fences. I am suggesting you keep a separate key for the electrical room and that you keep that with the borough only. I will move the current lock to the shed when it arrives so that the 3rd base storage room are keyed the same, and Little League and others can get keys for those along with the gates. We need to discuss access to use of the field's lighting. We have to decide this by next month. It's not going to be done until next month. And we have to decide who is going to have access to the lighting. We don't want to bankrupt the town by keeping the lights on. The following questions need to be answered. Who in the borough is getting a login to operate the lights and build a schedule for them and turn off and on? Shane and I are going to do it at first, anyway, for the first few months. Will anyone outside the borough be given access to the system? We have to decide whether we can give anybody access who does not live in the borough of Waymart. It's something that we need to discuss. If so, who are they? I will need an email address for each user to set up the logins and a mailing address to send the electric bill to if they choose to do so. I am suggesting that one person from each organization who will use the field get a login and be allowed to build their own schedule for lighting use because the system tracks power usage by user profile. And we can run reports by user to determine how much power was used by each organization. If you keep the login centralized to only the borough, you can't track anything. And once the field drainage is rectified, which we were just discussing, the borough should have a brief instructional meeting with the organizations who will use the field. The infield has an embedded divider installed between the infield dirt and the grass. If the field is raked the way has been done in the past, the divider will be ripped out of the ground and destroyed. The users need to be aware it is there so we can avoid damaging it. This will be very tedious and expensive repair if damaged. The lighting is straightforward to operate, but I think those with login credentials should be given a brief overview to help them get acclimated. We can do that on site and walk people through it. If you decide to build them for power usage, we can review with them as well. I will figure out how to run reports and get some samples printed so we can show them what to expect. Excuse me. I will have a financial summary for you by the end of the week, but tentatively it looks like there will be about $4,000 left in the project account when we wrap things up. As I said in my recommendations for award of the start of the project, I think the remaining funds should be allocated to concession stand renovations because there are numerous fire code violations present that really need to be addressed, and you already have Brim committed to doing that work as a donation if you supply the materials. The plans are already completed, so you have a design to use to get your compliance. If you need to find a way to buy the materials, you will just need to find a way to buy the materials for the work. Please feel free to call me at your convenience to discuss this further. I would like to get through all this in the next 2 weeks if we can, so we can start using the fields. So we decided to let them start using the field tonight. We also need to volunteer. I don't know if you know scouts or anybody, a volunteer to paint the bleachers that are wood, that are there by what you were talking about before, that bridge across. We also, concerning the park, if you know anyone that you want to remember, we want at least 4 trees, ornamental trees, put in the park. And like everything we have marked in the park now, it'll be marked in memory of or in honor of or whatever it is. So with that, there are things that we'll be looking for people to donate if they want to. And if you go over to Simpson, up there where the Morris Mansion used to be, and that's the field for Simpson to play on, notice a wonderful scoreboard, and it says, gift from the Dime Bank. If we could get the Wayne Bank to do it, or some other bank to do that, that would be another, that would give us more money to put forward, because eventually we're going to have to buy ADA bleachers because of the ADA problem, Americans with Disability Act. So we're trying to bring all this stuff together at the end, and hopefully we can be within the budget, and hopefully we can assign, maybe if we have a little left over, to some things that might need to be done. That's.
Can I have a copy of that, please?
Sure. There they are. Any comments or questions?
Jan, that letter, does that, I'm assuming not, does that include the $7,000?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that.
What was that, Teresa?
I don't know, what'd you say?
Copy?
Yes, please.
So use of the field is available after the final inspection,
Yes,
because we have the Mennonite school asking if they can have their,
yes, as long as they plan to
recess
make
there.
it. We cannot turn the lights on.
Well, it'll be like, he said it'll be like
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's their recess,
Perfect.
so.
It's fine.
But as soon as we get
The
will
only
you
time-
let me know when that comes through so I can let them know? Because
Yes.
even though I'm Parks and Rec, I have no idea what's going on 95% of the time. And everybody's calling me and asking me, and I have no clue. So as soon as that inspection is through, can you let me know so I can let Gregory know?
Yeah, well, the inspection is done
So they can use it
for the
now?
field. If the
Or
inspection
until they-
is done, but the lights have not been certified.
Okay, but in the aspect of for recess, are they able to use the field now, or do we have to wait until
They can
we
use
fix
the
the?
field until the days when we put that.
Do we fix
extra
the drainage?
drain
Okay, I will
for
let
the
him know.
drainage.
Thank you.
And we'll
it's
be
not
looking for
bad.
that each day.
Yeah, and it's not painting.
It's not,
Yeah, we'll bring
still
it.
drowned.
Well, the infield is lower than the outfield.
Yes.
Which, you know, an engineer should have known, but whatever.
Any other comments or questions or concerns? All right, we'll move on then. Parks and Recreation, Shayna.
Okay, June 13th, if everybody does not know, that is the day of our parade. If you don't know, the fire company is having celebration on the 12th and the 13th. The fireworks will be on the 12th. 2:30 to 3 o'clock, we'll be having the unveiling of the time capsule of the Historical Society, which next week will finally
2:30?
2:30 to 3. At the Historical Society next week, we'll hopefully be locating said time capsule. We have somebody coming in. 3:30 to 4 is when we will have the commissioners and the mayor in the park with parade lineup starting at 4, with the parade starting at 5. If anybody has any questions or would like to be part of the parade, you can message myself or Michelle Turquati as we line up the parade. I know I have more donations coming in, but I want to thank Mr. Farrell for his donation to the 175th, Blooms on Belmont, and Universal Publishing. They've all donated $100 so far, so we can start to pay for some stuff. Our next meeting will be May 27th at 6:30 at my store, Creekside Creations. If anybody wants to come, that will be our last meeting before the celebration.
Did you see the posters I put in the window?
I did, yes.
Okay.
The only thing I ask, and I don't know how we go about this, is we are having axe throwing there, but we had to put a down payment to so we got the date. So one of my committee members put it on her credit card. So she's gonna get me the bill. We're gonna have to reimburse her the $250 because when we went to do it, we had $100 in the account. We now have obviously more than that. So when she gives me the bill, then I'll turn it into Michelle and we can get her paid back. But after that, we should have everything covered to go halfsies with the fire company. And then I just have something for new business. I think that's all I have.
So a couple of people called me, so you were in charge of the parade?
Michelle,
Parties in the Park is in charge of the parade along with the fire company. We work together.
Because I called the fire chief last night, and he said he didn't know who was in charge of the parade.
Direct them to me and Michelle.
Okay.
I'd also like to say J&J Trailer will be having their truck and trailer. Their donation is donating a trailer for us to make a float out of for the 175th. So that's exciting because I haven't been able to do it. But I do have the donation letter and sponsor form if anybody is willing, able, or wants to donate so we can pay for all of the activities we're going to have. And yeah, I think that's it.
Are you gonna be in costume?
Probably. I still have to order it.
We had talked about that. At
If you see me in a big old, yes, I might be in a costume.
at the Historical Society as well. So
I
I
have a
encourage all of you
I have
to
a
dress as
costume.
well.
What are you getting? Like
You
what kind of costume?
just Google like 175 years ago clothing
Okay.
and
I have a
you can order
costume from the
bicentennial.
bicentennial.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will
I
probably
had
be
a
on a
costume
tractor,
with bicentennial.
so.
There it is, here's a store in Scranton.
Oh, there's a store in Scranton. Oh yeah.
Which one is that?
There's a
Marie gave it to
costume.
me.
Yeah, tennies.
Oh, Tiny. Yeah.
Is that the one that's?
North Washington.
It's right by the bank there. Yeah.
Jamie's, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll be purchasing mine because I'll probably use it. So yes, that's all I have.
Well, not that I want to do an advertisement or a promo. Amazon, you can get a costume for like $30.
And what did you say, Shannon, May 27th?
May 27th, 6:30 at my store. Because I have my store open. Double dipping.
Any questions? Thank you, Shayna.
Welcome.
Safety?
The only thing I have is this letter was sent to us, to PPH Ambulance Association Incorporated. They had 119 responded to 119 calls in Waymart last year. And basically they're saying they're running out of money and they're asking for $100 per call donation.
Tell, who is it?
It's from Attorney McNabb.
Attorney McNabb.
I don't remember them doing any calls in
Solicitor for
Waymart.
PPH Ambulance Association.
Well, I'll have to ask Cottage Holes.
Supposedly they did 119 in the
We
Waymart
could-
Borough.
The problem is if Waymart goes all the way up to Clinton, goes all the way up to,
Waymart Borough.
yeah, I can't believe that. I don't understand that.
We got enough money to hire a lawyer, but you want anything else. I'm
Could have been Wayne Woodman's on that cost, but
well,
But
that's
it's-
true.
Or the prison. But it
I
does
have-
say
I have a
borough, but they may
feeling-
not know where the borough is, so.
Yeah, the prison does get a lot of calls.
That is.
And
the,
Wayne Woodlands gets a lot of calls. It's
Oh, yeah.
a daily.
It's a life support thing.
But as far as I know, Cottage Holes is always dispatched.
This is life support, life.
This is the letter that we read last summer. I read a letter last August, and as a council, you decided that our ambulance service from Cottage
Is sufficient
is
enough,
sufficient.
which we know it's not.
No, it's not. But we don't have money to.
I know it's a problem, and saw they just had a meeting, about it, because volunteers are almost non-existent anymore. So
There's only one.
they're only trying to address it, what to do, and it's, like the night they called for me, it was a fourth ambulance that finally came. The
And
first-
it's not just Wayne County either, it's the entire state,
Right.
it's the country.
They're going to have to pay these people more to take these courses and do it, but that's, right now. it's
I
a
can remember
problem.
when I volunteered, we fell over each other, there was some of us that went
Yeah.
home.
I probably went out at least 1,000 calls, but now you can't find anybody that does it. And Cottage House is always crying to hire more people, but you can't even get people who want the job. But anyway, I'm off in a tangent there. Anything else you wanna say, Don?
No, other things were said already, so
Okay,
we're good.
thank you. Streets and Road, and Darren's not here. Utilities, Teresa?
Nope.
Unfinished business, is there any unfinished business? Yep. By the way, if you know of any volunteers that would paint or do things like that for the borough, we need or wanna dedicate a tree, please contact me. And, new business, we have, first thing we wanna talk about is appointment of Maria Miller to the zoning board. Do you agree to serve again?
I do.
May I have a motion?
I make a motion to reappoint Maria Miller to the zoning board for a 3-year term effective June 2026.
I second it.
Okay, so a motion has been made by Teresa and seconded by Shayna to reappoint Maria Miller to the zoning board. You have heard the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstentions,
Man,
motion carried.
I understand.
no supper for you the rest of the week.
Thank you, with one abstention.
Got it.
Is there any other new business that you would?
The only other thing I had is the hole on the bridge on South Street has popped back open. Remember when Shane had, somebody was doing something and they filled it in, it's back open, so we need to get that looked at because.
Pioneer did it before.
Yeah, I remember somebody
Yeah.
put something in, but we need to actually have somebody look at it because before you know it, the
We
whole.
need the same person to fix these manholes too.
So that was just a safety
Manholes,
concern.
what do you call it, grates.
Catch basin.
Catch basin.
Yeah, because I was on the walk with my kids the other day and my dog almost went into the hole, and
Oh,
if kids are riding their bikes down the sidewalk like most kids should, they hit that hole, they're going right over Tea Kettle.
The bridge on.
Right on South Street, over
By the
on the
building
left-hand
center.
side. If you're going up, it's on the left-hand
well,
side.
should we inform, Darren to go ahead and get somebody to do this?
Can we just fill it in ourselves?
Well, I think it's more than filling in because they filled it in, but there's nothing underneath. Like you can look down into the creek. Like there is no.
Oh, nothing on the bottom.
Yeah, like I'm afraid the person who lived there previous to the person who lives there now used to park his big old truck on it, and I think that really damaged everything. So I think we need to have somebody look at it, verify it's safe, and fill it in. And I'm not that person.
You can't fill it in.
They tried to fill it in and I fell down into the creek.
Hold it.
Yeah, there's nothing to hold it. Yeah.
Put the pole in there.
Well, who's going to, we talk about these problems as you pointed out.
We
But
have
we
a
need to
gentleman,
appoint somebody to do these, to solve these problems.
there is somebody for streets and roads.
Yes, Darren, right?
Contact Darren.
Yeah.
And give him the permission to hire somebody. It seems like it's something we need to address immediately, not,
Well, if there's nothing underneath it, it's not just a patch job.
It's a
It's a
project.
structural project.
and unfortunately, it's the Borough's bridge.
Listen, I'm not trying to spend more money we don't have. I'm just saying it could be a safety issue because we have a lot of kids and dogs that walk up and down our road, and somebody's going down that hill and it hits a hole. They're gonna end up at the end of South Street.
Is there a way to put a plate under the hole, or?
Listen, I'm not crawling down there and looking because there's snakes down there, and I'm not doing this.
No deadly snakes, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wonder if there is a way you can put
We'll
something
contact
underneath.
Darren, and if Darren doesn't wanna do it, then should we have Shane do it?
You won't do it, take a look at it.
Yeah, well, since we still have
We'll go look
Pioneer,
at it when we're done.
I'll take a
We'll go look at it when we're done here.
okay, and since we still have Pioneer, they might do it again
Yeah.
for us. So this time they'll charge us, I'm sure.
They filled the concrete.
The mistakes that we'll pay for it.
Anything else to come before this Augustus group here?
You should read a letter. We were gonna talk about new business on something that was read.
Oh, the correspondence.
About, the ATVs.
Yes.
They don't
What do you
want
feel
them.
about it? We've
Well,
gone
wherever,
believe me, we've gone through this
Okay,
before.
the places that they would want to go to begin with, they're gonna go on state roads. So is that actually it's not,
No, what they're looking for, when I gather out of that, talking to people, the state approved last year that localities can open up local roads to ATVs if they wish. They can,
Like East Street.
the local
South Street.
municipalities can then set speeds and time to use the local roads. So that means South Street, Center Street, River Street, whatever street you want to open up. Only problem is, and I'm not in favor of it, the only reason is, the only way to get to them is to use the state road for outside travel, to come to the businesses. I know the businesses really want the ATVs there. I'm not against that, but they have to use the state road to get to our roads, right? Number two, who's gonna control the speeds on the roads? We're not 24/7. So if you say 10 miles an hour, not everyone, they're doing 50, loud ATVs, well, the residents like that noise at night. If you set time to stop at 11 and they're still doing it 2 in the morning. Because I put up with it where I live, right? Thirdly, if you do it, people are always going to take a shortcut. Whose property do they go to take the shortcut? Well, the residents like that, okay? That's my only big concerns. There's not 24/7 as well to control it. If we were full-time, fine and dandy, then we can do something because we're 24/7, but those are things you gotta look at. Because the only way to say to get here to, say, South Street, okay, would be take 296 from Smith Road, come up 296, which is a state road, we don't control that, and come up where? Holmesdale,
or carving out roads
Mm-hmm.
to get to the local roads. So now in town it'd be different. Like if somebody in town wants to get, say, to the Waymart Hotel, so you're gonna come, say, up South Street, you can cross the state road, right, and you're there. But anybody outside, which I think that's what everybody wants, who wants that, right, has to use a state road here. Okay.
I have a question. What is the rule, law, ordinance, whatever, of four-wheelers and bikes in town now? Because there's obviously kids, teenagers that have four-wheelers. What is the law for that? Do they need to be a licensed, registered vehicle to be on borough roads?
Yes, to be on borough roads. An ATV has to meet registration,
Okay.
inspection, and insurance, just like a regular vehicle. Then they could be on the road. So you might as well buy a small Jeep, use a small Jeep to ride the trails and get on the roads. So legally, you're not supposed to be there. Okay.
Well, just because I know there's several kids that come up and down South Street, and I didn't know the law, and I didn't want to assume, and I didn't want to be called a Karen.
And those plates
I was
are
a
agricultural plates. They're not vehicle plates. They're not state plates. They're agriculture plates. So when you call them in, you can't call them in to find out who owns them.
DCNR.
Yeah, you can't do that. You have to go through the agriculture department to find out whose vehicle it is, because they're not registered under the vehicle code.
Mine's a DCNR plate on my board.
There's a DCNR? Yeah, they changed to the
DCNR
agriculture
takes
department,
care
yeah.
of it.
So that's who we have to contact to find out who actually owns it anyway.
So
And
I'm
then-
just gonna say this loud so that the feed hears this. Any four-wheelers and dirt bikes in the borough of Waymart need to be licensed and registered to go on the roads.
Any road.
And any
Oh,
road,
even the
and
state
inspected, okay?
Yes.
But
So,
tell me about these, because I almost was
That's
scared,
not gonna happen.
about these scooters, that they go 20-25 miles an hour.
Electric bikes.
They're electric
electric bikes,
scooters.
they're not supposed to be on the road either.
They're on the
Well,
sidewalk, I came out of the post
if
office
they
and the
go-
guy missed me by this much.
If they go over 20, they can't go over 28 miles an hour.
Well, everybody just drives them as fast as they can. They're not happy
They're
on
not
the
supposed to be on the
circuit.
road either.
They just had it on the news that
There's some other towns after it too.
if they go over 28 miles an hour, you have to have a motorcycle license.
License.
Fred, what if they ride these motorcycles on the sidewalks and not on the roads? Do we have-
That's up to the town if they have a code against that.
Do we have anything?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I know Fort City does for
I
sidewalk.
think theirs is relatively new though, isn't it?
What?
I think theirs is didn't they just enact that
Yeah.
not too long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
because
sidewalk.
electric bikes and that, and those
So-
electric scooters, did you?
The only thing electric that should be on our sidewalks is someone who can't walk.
A jazzy.
A jazzy.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's different though, yeah.
Well, that's an opinion, but is it a
But,
law?
yeah. I don't know.
No,
So you're telling me my kids who have an electric scooter, electric bike, who wear helmets and gloves and are respectful, can't ride it on the sidewalk?
that's up
I
to you
think
officials to do
you
that.
can ride anything on the sidewalk. I think
Yeah.
you can ride a
Right
golf
now,
cart,
you
a
can.
four-wheeler. I don't think we have anything against it.
Okay.
I'm not aware of anything.
Listen, I wasn't trying to be, I'm just,
Yeah, that's
Want to know
up
what the
you
law
guys.
is.
And the same thing with this, with the ATVs. That's
I
up,
think it's
You're
more of a
the
concern
elected
with the ones
to
that
approve
aren't
that.
being
Yeah.
respected.
if that's what you wanna do.
well,
with
that's,
ATVs.
Do you want to go on record, or do you want to think about this for another month?
I don't think it should be allowed.
I don't think it should be
All
allowed.
right, is everyone in agreement then with that? Is there any discernment, or
think it should be allowed.
you think it should be allowed on the sidewalks?
No,
No.
sidewalk.
No,
On the street.
on the streets, okay. I see a lot of people go up East Street, that seems to be the, to go from South Street.
Not on the sidewalks, should be allowed on the roads. though.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
But
riding
there's
roads
a lot of
now.
places that have no sidewalks.
Yeah,
Right, they ride
they're
the roads
doing it
now.
anyway.
oh, I know they ride the
Yeah.
roads now. Huh,
But this thing opening it up.
When you're gonna open it up, that's gonna be more.
I know,
It's gonna be worse than what it is now.
that's,
No different than the snowmobiles in the winter, though.
Yeah.
well, is there anything more we want to discuss on this, or should it be closed? Anything else, anybody else to say for the good of the order,
We
or
should wait.
anything?
Wait,
Don't you have to, does Randy have to make a motion? Doesn't it have to be advertised if that's what we're gonna do? We have to draft it first? Or is it just dead?
the discussion, I think, is just dead unless,
somebody makes a motion.
right.
Are you gonna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow ATVs.
I think we'd have to advertise it first, Randy, what we're gonna do, so maybe the motion is to, I guess, make a motion. whether we
To advertise it?
Advertise
To
to allow those, and then if that passes, if it doesn't passes, it kills it.
Borough Road.
And, I'll second it. I do have friends that have ATVs that, you know, love to walk them down, but they're so very careful. You know, it's these people that aren't careful, I don't know.
And who's
Well,
responsible?
that's the same with a car. There's people that are controlling cars.
Yeah, you can have 1,500 25-mile-per-hour speed limit signs, and the people that work in the prison are still going to do 45. There's like nothing you can do about it.
That's
Canaan
why,
Township's slowing down.
what did you think about Canaan Township, what they did?
Kudos to them.
Could I suggest, I think Cliff did this once before, but why doesn't he come in? I don't know enough about it. I don't think it could just be any ATV, it's gotta meet certain requirements, like Fred said.
Any ATV,
What happened at Forest City?
or any side by side.
Could you get us
Long
a,
as
could you get us a
license
copy of what
that-
Forest City
Did Forest City approve it?
No, not yet,
They don't
I
have
had a
enough
councilman
lights on
ask
it.
me what my concerns
Forest
were,
City
so
is-
they're discussing it in Forest City
Okay.
as well.
Forest City is considering it as well.
Yeah,
And the other townships up north are considering it as well, as far as I know.
Now, that includes, when you buy a brand new ATV or used from a dealer, they have to be registered with the Department of Ag.
right.
Now, say you buy one off of Joe over in Carbondale, nothing.
Nothing. You could
Do
do,
you allow to ride that also?
yeah, because you bought it legally from someone else, but there is no requirement that you're
What if
registered.
it's not registered though?
Yeah, it's not registered.
Because I think the state law, they gotta have
The
registration
they have
and
the plate
insurance
on
on it, just like it's company.
It's a brown plate, yeah, yep,
Well, it used to be yellow.
yeah, now it's brown.
well, should we table it and discuss it again at the next meeting and bring in, some, maybe an ordinance or two of other places that have it and see how they have it worded, and it's
And
possible Tom
get Cliff
Shepstone
here.
might have that over there too. We could ask a 2-3 at the meeting, when we go next Wednesday.
Yeah, we could, talk to Cliff and have him come in so he can explain it further.
Yeah, I think we don't just nix it. I think we talk about it some more and figure something out. Yay or nay.
But like Randy said, they're doing it already,
Right,
what
they're already on
difference?
the road.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We have a motion on the table to advertise. Cancel that.
No, I say we
Is
still
it-
have
but as long as we know what we're gonna say in the ad. What are we gonna say in the ad?
But how long is that advertising good for?
Well, what are you advertising?
Yeah, why if you have.
What are you advertising? Are you advertising that there's gonna be an ordinance? Are you advertising that there's going to be a motion, a vote?
Well, we
What are
can't,
you advertising?
we-
That's what you
there's nothing on the agenda for tonight, am I right?
Right,
So we can't take any action on anything that's not on the agenda,
okay.
so.
So add it
So
on
we'll
for
put it
next
on the agenda
So
for
why don't
next
we put it
month.
on the agenda for next month?
Yeah, write that down, we'll put it on the agenda.
Get Cliff in here, and the motion for next month would be to advertise, and then we work on it, correct?
And do you wanna ask Cliff, or I'll ask Cliff, or somebody?
Yeah, I'll shoot him a message.
Okay.
Somebody want
I
to
might
reach
even
out
have
to
his number.
the Borough Association, maybe they have something?
Oh, good point, good point.
I have the contact for the Borough Association as well. Wendy, I think her name is.
Anything else?
Somebody just walked by.
Who keeps
That's
walking by?
Paisley.
Oh. Anything else that you wanna discuss tonight? We thank everybody for coming. Make a motion.
I make a motion to end the meeting at 7:33.
Motion made by Shane, seconded by Don.
If, I should have mentioned before, but if anybody didn't see or notice, there was a dogwood tree donated for our canine that passed, and there's also a sign out there that was donated by Back 40
All
Designs.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Okay.
Well, you know that.